Welcome everyone to our Hamsterific magnetic tiles maze. I am Mistletoe, and I am extremely stoked for this adventure because I very much enjoy playpen time, especially when we get to do maze adventures, as I find mazes to be super fun. I really enjoy showing off for Mama and shocking her with how well I actually fit through certain parts of our maze and whatnot. I find it extremely enjoyable to basically freak Mama out by making her think I'm going to get stuck in something, and then I surprise her by not getting stuck. I love these things Mama makes because they are like hides in a way, but I mainly love them because they are pretty and colorful. So today, my dwarf hammy friends and I are having a hamsterific good time on our maze adventure. We all really wanted to race each other, but Mama said no because she couldn't figure out a way to make it doable. Mazes are fun. Mazes provide a ton of stimulation for a hammy, and our Hamsterific Tiles maze surely has a lot for us to check out and enjoy without being too overwhelming. Some of you might be thinking our maze here doesn't look too involved, as it may seem quite simple and small to you, but for us hammies it's actually a perfect fit.
Hello all, thank you for joining us again. This weekend here, I'm Mr. Hamster, in case you forgot. And I just want to point out that Mistletoe has made an excellent point. Our maze here is a perfect fit because
it's just enough to keep us from becoming bored. There's plenty to provide us with extra stimulation, and there's not too much to overwhelm us. By the way, I am the one and only star in case you weren't aware. I am especially interested in our maze here. I like this one a lot. I suppose Mama will always make our mazes different, which excited me.
I personally don't like coming out of my house much. I have always much preferred to stay in though. I have always usually come right out whenever I hear Mama say the words playpen time or adventure, because I know what those words mean and I always enjoy playtime and an adventure. Some people don't believe hamsters or other animals understand what words mean, but those people are wrong. I have proven Mama's beliefs of how well animals do understand words to be true on countless occasions. See, whenever Mama asks me if I want to come out, she will put my ball in my house for me to climb into, because I prefer not to be handled unless truly necessary. So, we use my exercise ball for transportation purposes. When she offers to let me come out each night, she always reminds me that it is up to me to come out, and she will always inform me of our agenda. This means she'll tell me if she is planning to set up a rad adventure for us. And when I hear that, I tend to run right into my ball so I can come out.
this maze is pretty rad. I can't wait to see what Mama builds next for us. Mama said something about trying to make the walls of our maze a little bigger next time. So I'm wondering what that might look like. I'm not sure if we would have enough tiles to build it, but I'm curious about Mama possibly being able to build us a castle or something.
I think my brother has an excellent idea about us having a hamsterific castle built. A castle sounds really cool, but we may need to get many more tiles first. Especially if we were to include paths leading up to the castle. If anyone has any rad ideas for what we might be able to build, please feel free to share your ideas and thoughts with us in the comments. We always love hearing from you.
We all were really hoping we could be timed somehow to try and see who could run through our maze the fastest. But since none of us actually follow a true path, and since Mama never really created a start or finish line, there's just like no way to be able to really time us. At least not fairly anyway. So, we haven't been able to race yet, but maybe soon, we can figure out something.
Yeah, I would love to race and be able to show my brother that I am just as fast as he. But I suppose I will have to wait for my chance to prove this to him. I very much enjoy running through our maze real fast and checking everything out. It may not look like there is much for us to check out, but this maze is actually very stimulating. And I'm sure my brother and Mistletoe would also agree. I think one of the best parts of this maze is how open it is. I think how open it is also is one of the main reasons why I find this maze to be so stimulating. See, because this maze is so open, I can literally run through any part of it, which makes it exciting for me. Of course, we always enjoy hopping over the walls too, and, of course, destroying certain parts of the maze by knocking over some of the walls and whatnot. But yeah, the best part is definitely being able to run through just about every part of it.
I very much enjoy being able to run through whatever part of the walls I feel like to. By the way, there's no way my brother could beat me in a race. I'm too fast. You can't touch this. I love being able to stop for a little bit and admire the scenery and check to make sure Mama is watching me being super adorable, but I especially love running through everything. I find playtime to be very stimulating. I, of course, have much in my house to keep me occupied, and Mama is often surprised that I don't demand extra playtime as a lot of her previous dwarf hammies have, but I always appreciate our adventure time. I know you can't always tell by looking, but I actually have a lot of toys and shoes in my house. I tend to burrow most of them. I also always create super rad burrows all around my house, and you can notice some parts of my burrows if I don't cover up my entrances and exits, but most of the time you can't always tell by looking without a full inspection. My point, though, is that my home is very stimulating, but even so, adventure time is always important as it provides me with extra stimulation that all hamsters need. Now, of course, not every hammy craves extra stimulation time, but it's always good for hamsters to have some sort of extra stimulation time, because when hamsters become bored from not being properly stimulated, they can develop various issues, and I can't imagine anyone wanting their hammies to be unhealthy or unhappy.
See, I'm not your typical cuddly hamster, and I much prefer to stay in my house, as I mentioned before, so I don't always want to come out of my house. I feel I have more than enough to keep me stimulated in my house, but as Star mentioned, it's important for all hamsters to receive some kind of extra stimulation time. So, whenever Mama says we're having an adventure or it's playtime, I tend to run right out for that. Some nights Mama will be very blunt with me and tell me she doesn't have the floor space for setting up our hammy play area, and she may say it would just be ball time. So I usually won't come out when she says that. And when she says it's cleaning night, I know that means I'll be out for a while longer than usual. so I'll sometimes make her wait until the next night to clean my house because I won't always come out for that.
I absolutely love stimulation. I'm a pretty simple hammy. I don't require much. I'd literally be happy just running around this playpen without anything in it. I also enjoy running up and down Mama's arms. It's always fun being pampered to, so I find that to be very stimulating too.
I love cuddles and find cuddly time with Mama to be stimulating, especially when she gives me super gentle head rubs. I also find puzzles to be extremely stimulating, as any challenge can be stimulating, and relaxation is not something most people would agree to be stimulating, but as I mentioned, I would disagree, as I find such peaceful moments to be very stimulating. I think one of the most stimulating activities a hamster could ever enjoy, though, would be foraging time. Foraging is at the top of my favorite activities list.
Just so you know, I am not your typical hamster who loves ball time. I only enjoy ball time on occasion, and Mama always respects my wishes, so I only have ball time when I truly have requested it. Also, none of us have ball time for too long, because it's important not to allow your hammies to run in their balls for too long at once. In fact, we know a lot of hamster enthusiasts out there would argue that hamster exercise balls are unsafe, but if you have a good ball, these balls are very much safe when properly used and properly supervised. Like me, not every hammy will enjoy ball time all the time, and like my dwarf hammy friends, many hamsters will often demand ball time, and sometimes some hammies will even prefer ball time over rad adventures and playtime. It's vital to know your hamster and do what is right for them.
Yes, every hamster is different, and therefore, what worked for one of your hammies may not for your next hammy. So it's crucial to know your hamster well and provide them with whatever works best for them. For instance, my brother Star absolutely requires a lot more ball time than Mistletoe and I, and so Mama always makes sure he receives a proper amount of ball time. But he also still receives playpen time with us too. For me, I can be done for the night after playtime, but my brother would need to still have his ball time. So Mama makes sure we both get exactly what we need. And Mistletoe, who likes to take things one day and one adventure at a time, also receives what she needs.
I definitely require both ball time and adventure time. I'd go bonkers without it. On top of that, I'll go back to my house afterwards and run on my wheel. Running is my life. I am just one who needs an obsessive amount of running time. Running stimulates me the most.
Time for us to go, but can't wait to party with you next week for our guinea friend's belated birthday and our ratty friend's birthday and gotcha day.
Please give Mistletoe, Mr. Hamster, and Star a like, share, comment, and subscribe today. Thank you and have yourself a hamsterific weekend.